Hello everybody, and today I'm doing a tactics video on Necron Warriors. This is how I found them to use. This is the best way to use them effectively, in my opinion, which is not really good. Okay, there are two major ways to use Warriors in 8th edition, okay? The first things first, they've lost a lot of durability because reanimation's been changed. So instead of having a 75% chance of taking a wound, roughly, you get 75% chance of standing back up if you use a Ghost Arc. But the Ghost Arcs are optional. You don't have to use these, but I would recommend them. And the first thing you need to do is take them and use a 20 now, because you need to rely on the wounds now instead of your reanimation to keep you alive. So, as you can see, you got two sets here, and the major difference is, if you look closely, one is the 32mm base, which comes with the models. Okay. And these are the smaller bases that came with the older Warriors. And both are technically legal because they came with the models. So I would recommend, if you want to take Warriors in your army, you use one squad of the small base. And if you haven't got any, just buy some small bases, come off and chuck them on and say they came in the model. So use one squad of the small base and one squad with a large base. And I'll show you why now. Okay, first things first, we're going to go over the 32mm base. You may not think it's such a big deal on the slightly bigger base, but if you use this strategy I'm going to show you, it's a major plus, and it will help you a lot. So first things first, their role now is objectives, okay? So once you and your opponent finish setting up the board, if you set up tactically, you should guarantee to have at least 2 in your deployment area, maybe 3 if you're lucky. Or if you have to travel out to get number 3. So hopefully, right, you can get 3 of these on your deployment area. If not, turn 1, run out and grab number 3. Let me show you why that's important now, using the 32mm base. Okay then, this is why you need the 32mm bases. These objective markers are put the maximum distance away in your deployment area. So if you get unlucky and you have your opponent's deployment area, you can still manage to get all the objective markers with the 1 unit. And because the way the rules are in 8th, you hold objectives with models now, not units. So the originals here, I used to use immortals to hold objectives in my deployment area and go and attack my opponent. But now if I do this, it doesn't matter how many losses I take, I can hold the objectives I need. So for example, if my opponent needs this objective here, he puts 10 shots in you and kills 6 or 7 warriors, you could take them from anywhere. You can take it from here. You can take some from the other side as well if you wish. Okay, so therefore, right, you make it much harder for your opponent to get objectives. And then also, if you have your Ghost Arc on your reanimation phase, you can spawn them back. That's the worst case scenario. Let me show you the best case scenario now, okay? Okay, now this is the best case scenario. Each objective marker is the closest they're legally allowed to be. And as you can see, there's much more protection on each objective marker. There's also a bubble around it, so if I get charged by a squad of marines or something, they can't actually get close enough to the objective, so they still own that objective. And even if they did, they have to outnumber me just to get that off me. Okay, as you can see now, each objective is extremely well guarded. This is why I would recommend you get one of these, or all those Space Marine ones. You got 2-inch marker. As you can see, I just moved them. They're all legal, 2 inches. You have a unit of a finger 5 in each one. And also, another good thing about doing this now, right? Because the rules have been changed for Space Marines, so they can shoot the melters elsewhere, it's time for us to take advantage of that rule. Okay? So another good thing is now, pretend these are each units. Okay? Don't shoot more into the one model. Shoot that the closest, and shoot that wherever you need to, and wherever, and so on. You don't go shoot more than one, because some might be in rapid fire of some people, and some might not be. Instead of wasting shots from them going there, you can shoot them rapid fire into the gene stealers and such. So if you do this, you basically got 3 units, which can be revived by the Ghost Arc. Always have a Cryptarch with you, okay? Because with doing this, you'll never get cover save. So you need that 5+ invuln and the 4 reanimation to keep them alive. So by doing this now, you own all 3 objectives in turn 1, even if you have to march up the board a little bit to get them the 3rd one. If you fight an assault army, they'll put objectives in your area anyway. They're going to come over and kill you. If you fight in tower, they'll build their defensive line similar because they want to sit back and shoot you. And same with the guard. So it doesn't really matter what side you get. You should most games should be able to get 3 objectives at turn 1, if not starting on 3. Okay, so that is the main reason why you need the 32mm base. If you have the smaller base, it's much harder to spread these guys out 2 inches. See, that's like 1 inch and a bit. There's so much space. You have 5 guys in each objective, plus a crypt deck for support, 5 bin run. So that is how you win with the Warriors. That's one way, is by doing this. I think it's like 50% of the objectives are actually secure objectives and defend objectives. And you can play out the orders and stuff. You can actually get extra points objectives. So in 8th edition, it's really important that you own as many as possible. But by doing this, you make it almost impossible for your opponent to shoot you off it unless you plus 40 wounds on you. Which you can do, which is not impossible, but if he does that, you'll be ignoring the wraiths and wherever you send up the board after him. But now that these are the closest you're legally allowed to do, if you take 10 casualties, like watch this, he needs number 3. You take 3 from here, you take 2 from there, 3 from over the other side, I'll take 4 from there, so got it. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right, legally now, right, I'm not in unit coherency, but that doesn't matter till my movement phase, okay? So he still can't get this off me. And if you got like a unit of 10, I'll take them all off that objective and say, yeah, good luck, you still can't get near it. Then begin your turn then, you reanimate, so you get like 3 guys left. Fill up the holes. But don't forget, there is a limit of reanimation. There has to be a certain distance from all of us still standing. So don't take too many from the inside, or you move the daisy chain back, and you have to move off the objectives to bring your unit back into coherency. So by doing that, right, you make it extremely difficult for your opponent to score objectives. And not only do you make it hard for him to score, you also do psychological damage to him. If you look over there, it's like, holy crap, he'll kill 20 warriors to get just that 1 point. I'll just discard this and go for something else next turn. Or you might even use 2 command points, which is really good, as we want to do. So that's the main way of using warriors to score points and win the game. And now I've showed you this, I'll go on to the second way to use warriors. And if you use them both together in a combination, you're really difficult to beat. Right, let me just set them up and I'll get back to you. Okay then, now we're going to go over the tactics for the smaller base warriors. Okay. Right, this is how you normally run warriors in 7th. You keep a nice little gap between them all. You march up the board and just keep shooting. Okay, and let's pretend now, right, I need that objective over there. My opponent's turn, that demon prince is going to be over there and assaulting me if I move closer. I know I get some, I know somebody saying you shouldn't march up to assault army, but you should, right? You know who you are. Okay, number 1, right, don't run these warriors like this anymore. Okay, because Overwatch no longer works like it does in 7th. So if they're not within 12 inches of the back row, you won't get rapid fire Overwatch. So the first thing you want to do is this. You want to keep all these guys as close as possible. Okay, so you're guaranteed to be in rapid fire with more than you would be with a 2-inch gap. If you get charged, you put up more shots. And if you use the small base, always have Orc and Diviner. Okay, because you need that 5+ invuln in combat. Okay, and believe it or not, these guys are actually safer in combat than they are being shot at, because the entire army of the opponent will be shot into these every turn. So if you put enough delicate shots into this, you can kill this turn 1, maybe turn 2. So put all kind of Diviner in the middle, just in case he deep strikes you and tries shooting at you. Okay, and when he transforms, he's quite nasty. And have the Ghost Arc behind the guys, okay, because you actually want to get these up there, as close to objective as you possibly can. And because they no longer have a 6-inch movement, they're slow, so no matter what you're up against, you march them forward. To win, you got to get those objectives off your opponent, or you make him play the defensive. Okay, so first things first, move up 5 inches. Okay, you shoot at that damn demon prince. You won't be in rapid fire, you just shoot normal. Have the Ghost Arc there, you can shoot at them. And next turn now, right, I'll have the Ghost Arc right behind him, because otherwise he'll go like this and kill the Ghost Arc. He'll go like this, roll to get in, rapid fire, hopefully take a few wounds off him. It's like, those warriors are dead. No, they're not. On your next turn, it depends on how many of these guys are dead. If you've lost like 10, 15 warriors, keep the Ghost Arc there to heal them. If you lost like 4 or 5, or maybe 7, fly the Ghost Arc over it all and take the objective off him. Even if you have to advance it over, okay? Ghost Arcs are really hard to kill. And don't forget your 3-inch piling. Let's just take some 7 guys out. Just pretend that many dead, so you got really unlucky, you got 1 back from your animation. On your turn, pile them in as much as you can. Bring them round the demon prince. Okay? And in that way, you'll be like, I didn't realise these damn things are so hard to kill. I'll be all game with this thing. So hopefully then he'll leave combat, and even if he doesn't, you still got all them guys in there who revived every turn. They're actually safer in combat with stuff like that than they are on the board shooting. I know it's 240 points, there's a lot of points that have sunk there. But you're doing the job, you're holding them back, you still have the objective. Okay? The worst comes to the worst, if you're losing way too many guys, you can always run away and shoot everything else in the army. But the principle is, let's take this guy off. The principle is, keep the units close as you can together. Oops, forgive my models for being so clangy. Yeah. Like so. And you just keep taking losses every turn. Okay, but you got 4 reanimation plus a ghost arc for backup. If you're using the combo, right, the 2 sets of warriors, this guy's on there, on the objective. The Imprince is there, whatever. You have this guy from the other unit, because the opponent won't be able to put shots into both units. And this thing works at the end of the movement phase, 12-inch movement. So you'd be like, you messed up moving that there. Just move up the end of your movement phase. It's like, it's there now. Just keep reviving these, and hopefully, he hardly ever transforms for me, but this guy will transform. He would have kicked whoever's in combat last. But obviously, don't join combat with this guy until he transforms. Okay, if you surround him, just let him just stand there, give him the bubble. And then this way then, they'll get the extra reanimation, the 4+ reanimation. They have 5 up in combat, which is the reason you have to take this guy. Their job is to walk up the board, and if you haven't got assault armies, right, just say you lost all these. Say turn 3, maybe you can get in range, or just out of range. Just assault them. Assault them, what do you call them? Advance them if you have to. If you take that objective, let's say at the end of turn 3, you'll own 4 objectives, and over half the cards to score points are objective based. Not only do you have a higher chance of scoring a point, which is extremely easy for you, you'll also stop your opponent scoring that objective. Okay? And just so you know, this is actually a full-size board, okay? So as you can see, the concept is quite sound. And then this thing then, it may probably be dead turn 3, but if it's not, go after an objective. Cause as much annoyance as you can. Okay? And then by the time those are up across the board, you should have assault units or whatever you use in your army, like heavy destroyers to shoot the big stuff. And that's how you win with the warriors. You take up the whole set, the whole 3, and you'll play the ball 1 unit, and use the other unit to go out and try and annoy your opponent as much as possible. He's like, if I have to shoot these and kill them, otherwise they nick the objective off me. And that's what you want. They are hard to kill. You want to shoot them. You use your whole army, put 1,000, 1850, 2,000 points with that unit, and if they survive, great. Like, so like 2 guys left. You're like, 18 dice, boom, you get extra 10 back. It's happened to me a few times, so it does happen, okay? And that's what you want. You want them to shoot at that. Fire up invent in combat, so if you have to fight stuff like this, you'll still be there. Obviously, if you fight like 30 Gene Stealers, then you're going to die, obviously. But the big stuff, you can't kill them, because they can't kill them quick enough. So they're brilliant tar pits for stuff like that. I know they can fly around and stuff, but it doesn't matter. You hold them there for a turn, and you get an extra reanimation protocol. And then if he runs away, just start walking up the board again and get your objective. They are sacrificial, okay? I know there are a lot of points, but these are here to die and take the fire off your ghost arcs, your heavy destroyers, and the backup warriors. The set at the back will have a normal crypt deck, so 5 invent anyway, so 4 reanimation. Plus you get an extra ghost arc if you need it. So the principle of the 2 sets of warriors is to hold all the objectives with your models, just 1 unit, so you can hardly wipe out, and send them up or make sure you send them in the middle of the board, and that way you got threat bubble from both sides, and your opponent won't have to deal with you. Okay, and if you got wraiths up the side of the board, you probably won't even shoot at these. Like the warriors, they're hard to kill. I'll shoot the wraiths. So either way, it's a good strategy. But don't use these guys to chase stuff or go for tanks. Just send them to the objective, and whoever's makes it to the objective, just sit there and keep reanimating. Okay, and use the ghost arc to run around and get the objectives if you need it. Obviously, you have some scarabs or some wraiths, whatever you use to get the objectives, some death marks, whatever. But the principles are, mine, use 3 of mine, so you got 4 objectives. Maybe the Ghost Arc, I know you got 5. You know, if you play it right, you might even be able to get domination, which is extremely hard. Okay, and don't forget to use your command points to make him automatically pass the morale test. And for leadership, for a warlord, if you're using this, make him your warlord, and because you're allowed to pick the powers, give him the +1 leadership. It'll just make him that much harder to kill. Don't waste your time in the assault one or the feel no pain, or 6-up, whatever they call it. Give him the +1 leadership. It'll make a difference to Unit 20. And it might save you a command point or 2 in the late game. So that's basically what I've learned to the Warriors and how to use them in 8th edition. You have to play them completely different to 7th edition. And don't forget, Overwatch works like what you see is what you get. So if you can't see a model with certain models, you can't Overwatch. Because in 7th you can just rapid fire everything at them, but you can't. So the units at the back, use them as different squads. Overwatch, where you can, you know, shoot where you can. Just pretend there's 3 different squads, hold those objectives, and that's their job, just sit there all game. And because they take up the whole board, right, it's also a lot harder for your opponent to get line breaker, which is something you need to think about as well, because that's an extra point. Okay then, I hope you like my tactical video, and I will get back to you when I field tested some more, because I will not put crap tactics on. I will make sure everything's tested out. And thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again next time.